Barcelona opened up. Juventus at it from the off. Messi's heir apparent has given Juventus the lead against Messi's Barcelona. Well, we talked about getting the ball to... Played back to Dybala! What a strike that is! Paulo Dybala with 2 for Juventus. Feel the noise in Turin. There's an Argentinian stealing the show.
Ecstatic. 3-0 over mighty Barcelona.
Well, Barcelona have won the group stage on 18 occasions. Not finished second in the group since 2006-2007.
Which of them will be able to have the greater impact tonight? Messi famously has never scored. Past Buffon is this his night. There are debts to be settled. That's how one Spanish newspaper says. Particularly as they believe they can win the tournament. Centre half. It's played at right back, of course. Messi. Chilio. Not too far away. That would have been some way to score the first goal of your career.
It's a very quick attack.
In-swinging delivery from P. For a quick counter-attack here. Juventus making fantastic ground. Dybala could do nothing more than... Back from Matuidi. Pjanic. Pjanic again. To Stegen's handling good and...
Wanting to be compact, making sure there's not too many gaps between the midfield and defence, and then looking to allow Barcelona...
Messi losing possession and winning it back just as quick. Benatia then had to dive in, and there's a big space in behind him. Accetate a more advanced starting position for Buffon tonight. Season is only the second time in 10 years they've kept 3 clean sheets. Iniesta is with it. Matuidi knew the danger of letting him shoot. Had to take one for the team, Blaise Matuidi. Suarez! Excellent stop by Gigi Buffon. Messi gambling that the wall would jump. Here's Bentancur. Work short back for Dybala. That wasn't what he intended. Challenge on Rakitic. Referee has acknowledged it, nothing more. Against Espanyol on Friday, which took their tally of goals here. Here's Dybala. Higuain to his left in support. Gonzalo Higuain. De Chilio.
Xavi used to play. It's getting really tight, but once again we see him dropping deep here.
Nice pass for Dybala. Risky from De Chilio. Almost a fatal error. Dembele play. It's a corner. Messi. Barca dealing with Matuidi. Back for Higuain. Matuidi again. Messi. A night in which he's been pretty quiet, but a night in which he scores past Gigi Buffon for the first time in his career. Juventus nearly through to half-time with a clean sheet intact for this remodeled back line, but then they gave Lionel Messi just a little bit of space.
something from nothing. It's absolutely brilliant from Messi. We talked about him dropping deeper at times. That in itself caused a lot of problems. Plays on Suarez. Pjanic doesn't track him. Just finds the corner. Nothing that Buffon can...
Propelling Barca to victory in the City derby against Espanyol. And the area if he can play in a perceptive ball. And Dybala's missed a glorious opportunity. Fourth from Iniesta. Bazani making life. Here's Messi again. Well, Buffon had the luck that time. They've never scored again. Dembele. Here's Messi again. Obligatory caution. You just can't ask for other players to be booked. The referee's got that answer. Messi. 2-0. Rakitic supplying the finishing touch. Lionel Messi has scored one and made one. Valverde stands back and admires what he's inherited. She used to good effect.
Dybala can't trouble.
Messi, 5 in the wall. It is Messi again. Relatively routine for Buffon. Bernardeschi works the angle. From deep, Matuidi did that very neatly. Suarez, Jordi Alba. Suarez getting across the defence. Same fluency from the Juventus forwards as there is from their Barcelona counterparts in that kind of position. Here's Messi, scores again. What a night this is turning into for Barcelona. Beaten 3-0 by Juventus last season. They're 3 up against last season's finalists midway through this second half. 2 for Lionel Messi, and he's just 1 short now of 100 goals in European football.
Absolutely phenomenal. We talked about Juventus, how do they get back into the game? Well, it's committing more men forward. And look what happens when you do that. Messi just looks...
Dybala staying on his feet, but wasn't attacked with a great degree of conviction by Bernardeschi. Well, he was in inspirational form in Spain. Great shot on target for Juventus in the second half. Suarez waiting in the middle. So easy. Here's Messi. First win over the Italian side for 25 years. Campaign as far as Barcelona are concerned. Remember, in the wake of barely second best. By Alexandra, by Perlin's not foul. And Ter Stegen forced him to his first really difficult save of the night. Stegen caught underneath the flight of that. Was that handball by Piqué? Certainly looked like Higuain. Oh, clever touch. And this is some arena to be making your club first team debut in.
You add that to the skills that they've got. It's a formidable team.
A measure of revenge for one knocked down last season 3-0 in aggregate to Juventus. They win 3-0 tonight, due in large fact of a wonderful performance from Lionel Messi. 2 goals from him add to the hat-trick of the weekend. Now 7 goals.